Get him.
The train station dog who changed a couple's life forever. At first glance, he looked more like a shadow than a living creature. His ribs jutted out sharply against his thin skin, every bone visible as if he hadn't eaten in weeks. His fur was patchy, dull, and lifeless, and his eyes, those hollow, haunted eyes, seemed to carry the weight of countless lonely nights. He wandered aimlessly around the crowded train station in Spain, searching for something he couldn't name. A scrap of food, a kind glance,
That's the best.
a reason
the
to
best
keep
place
going.
To kiss. I 10 out of 10 recommend this snoot to kiss.
Hundreds of travelers hurried past him that day. Some looked away quickly, uncomfortable at the sight of such suffering. Others didn't even notice him at all, too caught up in their own busy lives. To them, he was just another stray, invisible and forgotten. But to the volunteers who finally noticed him, he was a living being on the edge of giving up. They took a single photo of him, perhaps without realizing that this moment would soon set into motion a story that would change lives forever. That photo traveled across the ocean, where a couple in New York, Blake and Dane, stumbled upon it online. They had no idea why they stopped scrolling that night, why this one dog, out of thousands of others, seemed to call out to them. But something in his eyes pierced straight through the screen. There was fear, yes, but also a spark of fragile hope that maybe, just maybe, someone would care. Blake looked at Dane and said softly, "We can't just ignore this. We have to do something." And in that instant, their decision was made. 8 hours of flight, endless paperwork, and countless worries later, they finally stood at the New York airport, waiting. And then he appeared, the dog from the photo. But no picture could have prepared them for reality. He was smaller than they imagined, so fragile that it looked like a strong gust of wind could knock him down. His body trembled with every movement. Blake felt tears sting his eyes. Dane whispered, "Oh my God, he's worse than we thought." They named him Mango. It was a sweet name for a soul who had known only bitterness. But Mango's struggles were far from over. From the very first day, it became clear that this wasn't going to be a simple rescue story. Mango didn't know how to live inside a home. He didn't know how to climb stairs, didn't understand that food in a bowl was meant for him, didn't trust the sound of footsteps behind him. Fear had carved deep grooves into his life, and those wounds wouldn't heal overnight. For the first few days, Blake and Dane carried Mango up and down the stairs, whispering gentle encouragements, letting him rest as long as he needed. Most of the time, Mango slept curled tightly in a corner, as though trying to make himself invisible. It broke their hearts to see him so defeated, but they promised themselves that no matter how long it took, they would show him love and patience. Weeks turned into months. With the help of a professional trainer, Mango began to learn the basics: sit, stay, speak. But more than commands, he was learning trust. Slowly, the fear in his eyes gave way to curiosity. Slowly, the trembling body learned to relax in their arms. He discovered the joy of walking freely in the park, the comfort of curling up on the couch, the happiness of wagging his tail when his humans came home.
Do you want dinner? Okay, come on, let's go.
And yet, Mango was no ordinary dog. There was something extraordinary about him, an uncanny ability to sense emotions. If a friend walked into the house feeling anxious, Mango would hesitate, approach carefully, and wait for permission before getting close. But when Blake or Dane were relaxed, he'd nuzzle against them with gentle affection, as though saying, "I'm here, I see you, I love you." Then came the storm no one expected. Within a short span of time, Blake and Dane lost 5 close family members. The grief was suffocating. Their once lively home fell silent, heavy with sorrow. Some days, getting out of bed felt impossible. Yet, through every moment of that darkness, Mango was there. He didn't offer grand gestures. He didn't need to. Instead, he would quietly walk over and rest his head on their lap. He would press his warm body against theirs, sit in silence, and simply stay. He seemed to understand that sometimes the greatest comfort isn't words, it's presence. Blake once whispered through tears, stroking Mango's head, "You're saving us, buddy. You don't even know it, but you're saving us." It was then that they realized the truth. Mango was not just a rescue dog. He was their healer, their companion, their family. The dog who once couldn't climb a single stair was now carrying them up the steepest climb of their lives. Grief, loss, and heartbreak.
He's such a sweet guy. Okay, that's enough. That's a lot. That's a lot of kisses.
From that day forward, Blake and Dane made a promise. They vowed to protect Mango, to love him fiercely, to give him the life he had always deserved. Because the truth was, Mango had given them something priceless in return: hope. Today, Mango is unrecognizable compared to the starving stray at that Spanish train station. His coat shines, his eyes sparkle with life, and his playful quirks fill the house with laughter. But more importantly, he has woven himself into the very fabric of their lives. And if you ask Blake and Dane, they'll tell you the same thing. Sometimes you think you're rescuing a dog, but in the end, it's the dog who rescues you.
I think so.
If Mango's story touched your heart, please take a moment to give this video a like and share it with someone who needs a little hope today. It might inspire them the same way Mango inspired us.
Mango high five. Yes, good high five.
And if you have your own story of kindness, rescue, or an animal who changed your life, we'd love to hear it. Drop it in the comments below. Your story could be the light someone else needs. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this, because sometimes the smallest acts of love truly change everything.